All right, folks. Hey, God bless you guys. Hey, listen, before I get this Trump video going, I want to revisit just very quickly the Women's March. This is super important that you guys get this. This is the crux of the matter. This is the complete crux of everything. I did this video just a little while back called Original Sin. You know, the Lord revealed the entire altar to me in the Vatican. The Vatican, they worship original sin. That's what the serpent worships. They worship the fall, which is the penis ejaculating into the vagina. That's why the Catholic Church worships the Virgin. Okay, watch this. You know how hindsight's 2020? You know, you can look over your shoulder and you'll know somebody was right. Watch this. People think the Olympics opening ceremony looked a bit like a giant vagina. So there you go. And right up here, I mean, you know, that they had this perpetual motion machine right here, this gold thing that was up here, and I have it on videotape. Look, this is a vagina. This entire stadium is a vagina. Now, I want you to just consider that for a moment. Watch. Let me show you what I did. Let's put it together. Okay, so this is definitely a vagina. Here's an image that I've taken from Catholic Church images, you know, and I've got necklaces, I've got all kinds of stuff where it shows like it's got a rudimentary image of the Virgin. Like, you know what? Let's just click on this image and I'll show you what I'm talking about. There's a rudimentary image of the Virgin. See, look, let's see. See, there's her face and there's her hands and yeah, and there she's wearing like some kind of flowery crown. Over here, see, there's her eye, nose, mouth. Guys, those are straight up vaginas. I mean, come on, this is absurd. So here's an image of the Virgin, it's a vagina. Here's an image of the Virgin, it's a vagina. There's the light, you know. Okay, so the entire Olympic Stadium, I mean, dude, I mean, do y'all understand? This is what they worship. Okay, they worship this as the source. Okay, it's the source of all, you know, their entire race. So the vagina is the source of where they get their energy, their food for the race and the pit. Now, let me show you something. Have you ever heard somebody say, like this is even back, you know, from my day, this used to be a common saying. You know, if one of my friends, I said, hey man, let's go skateboard or something, they go, yeah, I'm down with that, man. Yeah, let's do it. I'm down with it. That meant like I'm good with it. Let's do it. And so, down with my demons. It doesn't mean like down bad. It means like I'm down with it. Yeah, I'm down with it. You know, I'm good with it. So this is Sketchy Tank. Now, I don't know. I mean, I've had so many people shake my hand, and when they do, they point their finger. They'll grab my hand, they'll point their finger. I always notice, I'm like, what? What is your like index finger have an erection or something? What are you pointing your finger like literally up into my arm for when you're shaking my hand like this? I always was like, what's up with that? That's some secret freaking handshake? It is. It's them. Now watch. I'm down with my demons. See, they're down with it. Count the fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 joining the two together. And look, then they're cuffed together. They are chained together like the double V, you know, 5 and 5, you know, Roman numeral V and Roman numeral V. A double U, get it? So there's 9 and then count the chain links. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 9, 11. I mean, this mystery is so solved. They're like, I'm down with my demons, just like, Debbie Harry eating a cake of herself. Autosarcophagy, self cannibalization. That's what it is. And there's those that have given themselves over to it. They're like, we're going to be the rulers. We're the top of the food chain. Now watch this. So I'm down with my demons. They're like, I'm down with it. 9/11, because that's what rules this system, the angel of the bottomless pit. Revelation 9 verse 11, they had a king over them, the angel of the bottomless pit. So they're down with their demons, man. This is good. They like it. That's what they want. Now watch the women sing. Okay, now before we go to the women's march, just look with your own eyes and just, let's see, go back. Let me go back. Okay, here we go. There we go. This is the Olympic Stadium. I mean, look, they have all these fireworks going on. Look at what they worship. They'll do an entire Olympic ceremony inside of a vagina. Okay, now let's watch the demons dancing and touching each other with these hands that are on these sticks, because there's this thing called the hidden hand. I used to see this in art. I was like the hidden hand that's moving behind the scene. I was wondering why I saw these artists sometimes. They would take their hand like this and they would put it like this inside like part of their clothing when they took a picture. I'm like, what's up with that? It's the hidden hand. That's what's moving things behind the scenes. Okay, now listen what these women say. Just listen. Let's get the volume all the way up. Okay, by the way, they're twins. They're dressed like twins. Okay, now obviously these things on their chest are, these are labia, and then look at all these balls that they have going through these things like, eggs. These are eggs ready to be fertilized. That's what those are. Those are a bunch of eggs. Okay, so they have these, labia on the front of their chests. They're wearing gloves like leopards, because what's behind the scene, what's really behind this is a apex predator like a leopard. Now listen.
What brings you guys out here?
Women!
Women!
So what are you guys?
Women!
Are you guys vaginas?
Women.
Source material is what we are.
Source material. I don't know if you guys understand that for her to say that, do you understand how just unbelievably profound what you just heard is? Source material. Let me see, I'm having trouble.
Source material?
Let's see.
Source is where you come from.
One sec. It's where you come from. Oh, you mean like that giant altar in the Vatican? Like the giant altar in the Vatican. Well, we know that the scroll has been sealed until the time of the end. If you've ever read Daniel 12, you know that Daniel was told to shut up the book. Look, shut up the words and seal the book. But thou, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even until the time of the end. Okay? So we know it's been sealed, but that's what the Lord gave me, was the unrolled scroll. He unrolled it. I didn't unroll it. He unrolled it. He delivered it. And I'm the one that's supposed to deliver this information to y'all. And then other people deliver it to other people, and so on and so on. But look, In the time of the end shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. There shall be a time of trouble. Look, time of trouble, tightness, female rival, adversary, adversity, affliction, female rival. You know, like that big altar in the Catholic Church that's a vagina. So let's look at that female rival thing. So again, here we go. When you turn the virgin upside down, it's a dead sheep. There's the female rival. What does the female rival do? Kill sheep. Who are the sheep? Well, let's look at the largest altar in the world, in the largest church that says it's Christian in the world. Okay, well, there's all God's angels getting sucked into a dimension, and they are the wool on this giant altar of a dead sheep. When you turn it upside down, it becomes the female rival. It becomes the female reproductive system. And here it is. Let's just, again, I'm going to drill this point home. We're going to take this altar of the dead sheep and turn it upside down. There it is. And I'll go put it on top. There it is. So now I will slide the female reproductive system right on top of it. There it is. It's identical. Okay, so here's your female rival. What's behind the female rival? Well, here's original sin. Here, watch. Here is original sin. This is a male penis. I'm putting it right up there where the chair is, and it is ejaculating a crown into that system, the female rival. So here the crown is. That crown represents Satan's kingdom getting started. So the seed shooting out of the penis into here, that crowned this world as Satan's world. And that is the fall in the garden. That is the source material. You're looking at the source material. This is the source of all of it. Now, my goodness, how in the world did two girls dancing around in their pink and red costumes, how did they get it right? Watch. How did these girls get this right?
That's what we are.
Source material. Are you guys vaginas?
Women.
Female rival.
Source material is what we are.
Source material.
The source is where you come from.
See, the source, it's where, look, this is a demon mocking everybody. Source material, it's where you come from. And they're right. They are absolutely correct. And they're mocking everybody. Watch. Why? The reason they keep tilting their heads back is because they're turning their heads upside down.
So what do the hands represent?
Reaching up from below. Okay, so she holds it up in the sky like it's reaching up from below. You know, just like, let's just get to it. It's just like that t-shirt. Just like that t-shirt I showed you. I'm down with my demons. See the hand, one grabbing the other? That's what it represents. It's exactly what it represents. Source material. Sorry, keep losing that vid. Keep watching.
It's a girlfriend's touch, right?
See, look. She turned her upside down to mock the girl with blonde hair, the reporter for InfoWars. She's mocking her. She's making fun of her. That girl's like, it's a girl's touch, right? And she's like, it's a touch that turns you upside down. Look, Look how far over she went. They're mocking her. I mean, this is pure demonic.
Oh my God, what are they doing?
See,
What are you doing?
See, the InfoWars girl has no clue what's really going on here, but this is so in your face. They parade it openly because they know they're your rulers. These demons know they're your handlers, and unless you get converted, they are your handlers.
Oh my gosh. Is this performance art? Would you say this is your guys' performance art?
Would you say that it's our performance art?
It kind of looks like it, but I'm not sure what your intentions are.
Pure joy is our intention. That's the only intention.
So so the Info Warrior girl doesn't even know what to say. She's like, "What in the world?" She has no clue. But once you know the truth, this is as obvious as it gets. This is the truth.
How long did it take you to make your costumes?
Since the beginning of time.
Oh my gosh.
How long did it take you to make your costumes?
Since the beginning of time.
Listen again.
How long did it take you to make your costumes?
Since the beginning of time.
That's a demon, folks. Let me tell you something. That's just straight up demon. Those are two demons. Now, let me show you something. The Bible says in the end a woman will compass a man. Watch this. Watch this. Let's look at Isaiah, and I'll have Max McLean read this. And then I'll go back to it.
For Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord, to provoke the eyes of his glory. The show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Say ye to the righteous, that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked! It shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths.
As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. I mean, think about it. Even this t-shirt that I'm showing you, this is worn by a kid. Children rule over them. I'm down with my demons. Down with my demons. 9/11. Women rule over them. This woman does rule over them because she knows the truth. She's mocking her.
How long did it take you to make your costumes?
Since the beginning of time.
That's a demon. Okay, so I just wanted to bring back to y'all's memory, hindsight's 2020. Let me show you the Rio Olympics again. You're telling me that whole stadium's not a vagina? You're wrong. If you don't think it is, you're completely wrong. It's exactly what it is. That is definitely a giant vagina. The entire stadium is a vagina. So, that's why she said source material.
Men!
Are you guys vaginas?
Women.
Source material is what we are.
Source material.
The source is where you come from.
That is just bananas. That is just absolutely insane. So, what's the common denominator? What's the common denominator? Source material, where it's where you come from. Okay, so what's the common denominator? Let's see, vagina, right? Catholic Church, vagina, vagina, vagina. Oh, wow. Largest altar in the world. Those who try and hide their plans, they turn everything upside down. So you turn this dead sheep upside down. Vagina. Go to the Bible, sword. Okay. There shall be a time of trouble. Female rival against God. It's the rival of the Lord God. The female rival. Go to Genesis 1:26. Go down here. And Elohim, God's angels and magistrates, very important word right there, of the supreme God, said, let us make man in our vain show. There it is. Vain show. A phantom. That is figuratively an illusion, a resemblance, semicolon, hence a representative figure, comma, especially an idol. Oh my goodness. You mean like this idol right here, this idol here, this idol here? Men idolize it. They worship it. I mean, most men sell their souls for that. That's what every guy's after. Well, when I say every guy, every, straight guy that has the normal procreative desire, that's what they're after. And so here's the source material. Boom. And they got it out of here and it went into here and it began their entire fall of God's angels that were caught in a snare. And the semen coming down the sides of this is a penis. This is honey coming down. It's like honey to their hive. It's a big bug. The mandibles of the bug have the penis in the mandibles because they're farming us. That's why above the altar is a bunch of honeycombs. And that's why this girl with the honey dripping down her face and her eyes closed is just an example of exactly what you're looking at. That's all there is to it. Not arguable. The mouth of the serpent right there is the window right here. So the penis is going into the mouth of the serpent, and the serpent is an underground bug. And that is Apollyon from the pit. And this is his system right here. And it's a 5 and 5, but this image shows who's in control. 9/11. The two are joined together, and Debbie Harry and Marina Abramovic and all these Hollywood stars and all these people in government like Hillary Clinton and all these people have given themselves over to it because they are your rulers, they're your handlers, they are the government. Mind control. Again, that is why the tongue of the serpent of the Vatican goes to the Palacio de Governare, the palace of the government. And again, that's why the tongue of the serpent right here, which is the Vatican, a serpent wearing a crown. See the tongue? Let's follow the tongue. The tongue goes to the Palazzo de Governare, which, look, it's the same thing. Two intersecting V's. One identical building and another identical building joined together by the door in the middle. Here we go. There you go. So the largest altar in the world is a giant bug. A penis is going into the mouth of a bug. These girls right here have the same image of a bug on their vagina tattooed on. So your penis goes in their vagina, which is on the tattoo is the mandibles of a bug, which is absolutely identical, completely identical to the altar above it. There is an underground race of locusts that are farming semen like honey. Do you understand now? The Twin Towers were a representation of spirit cooking, the twin system, the double-headed phoenix. There's two heads. I had Dave put a red V and a white V right there, one over each, that the serpent rules over that system. The serpent rules over the 5 and 5. Think of two handshaking. Think of a high five. Two guys, high five. 5 and 5, V and V. There you have a red V on top of the head of one phoenix and a white V. And all we did was put it over the strands of DNA with the head of the serpent ruling over the twin system. Down with my demons. They're down with it. They're part of it. They advocate it. That's their thing. Okay, watch. The New World Order. Look at this New World Order. NWO. There's a white V and a red V joined together to make the letter W. That's the same thing we put over the double-headed phoenix. John Podesta at a spirit cooking party. Okay, so there's no doubt he's attended. There's WikiLeaks. Is your brother John coming? Is your brother coming to my spirit cooking party? Marina Abramovic, the one that writes out these spells. She starts it with the letter W. The letter W is two intersecting V's, making a W with a sharp knife cut deeply into your middle finger. It makes two V's, the twin system. Okay, this thing is solved. And now I'm going to show you why they're freaking out so bad on Donald Trump, because they know their time is short. Again, the Twin Towers, I'm sorry to jump off subject. I want to get back to the Twin Towers. The Twin Towers were spirit cooking. They represented two different DNAs, two different spirits, seed of the serpent, seed of the woman. So we put a white V and a red V. One cooks the other. That's why they burned them underneath the Arch of Washington, because this is the apotheosis. Yeah, that's what that arch represents, the apotheosis, and it's from the Arch of Titus, who destroyed the temple in Jerusalem. Go do your homework. I've done all my homework. Okay, here we go. And so the Twin Towers were a representation that one V has cannibalized. One part has cannibalized the other part. So they sacrificed all those people to make way for the two, make way for the new one, the One World Freedom Tower. And here it is, Exitus Acta Probat, which is written right here on this arch behind Washington. And there is the hidden hand. The outcome justifies the deed. Exitus Acta Probat. I mean, you can't argue with this. No one can argue with this data. The data is perfect. And then on their observation deck, they have the two V's joined together by a pyramid, the capstone, which is Barack Obama. Now, this crap right here is so in your face. No way that this is not a demon. How long did it take you to make your costume? Since the beginning of time.
How long did it take you to make your costumes?
Since the beginning of time.
You could tell that's a demon. All right. Anyway, just wanted to reaffirm what we're dealing with. In the end, a woman shall compass a man. And you are looking at the time of the female rival. And so it says here in Genesis, God said, let us make man in our vain show. There it is. It's a poser. It's a host body system that they made from the beginning of time. You're looking at the beginning of time. Genesis 1 is the beginning of time for this world. So they made them look male. They made them male. That is a male of man or animals being the most noteworthy sex, and they made them female from the sexual form female woman. Okay, and they said, and God said, Elohim said, Elohim bless them, gods, angels, magistrates, bless them, Barak. What was their blessing in the beginning was getting all this energy that they were going to take all God's angels and have them birthed into the human race, and they were going to transmute their energy and send it to the pit and feed a race of locust beings that are going to come out. And what was their blessing in the beginning, Barak, now will be their curse. And his name's Barack Hussein. I'm the Antichrist Obama. Okay, and Elohim blessed them, and Elohim said to them, be fruitful. Look, to bear fruit, literally or figuratively, to bear and bring forth fruit. You know, like the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. This is the fruit. Don't touch the fruit of the tree. Wood, give me a break. Be fruitful, to bear fruit, literally or figuratively, and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it. This is Lucifer that talked a bunch of God's angels into an insurrection and to not trusting God, and they ended up here. Welcome to the world of good and evil. Do y'all get it now? That's about as straightforward as I can give it. And there's all the proofs. I use the Bible to prove this. This is not my opinion. It's the Word of God. If anyone thinks you can argue with 430 is Elohim, you're insane. Because let me tell you something. If you think Elohim, if you think the Lord God, his image is a vain show, then you are one of them. If you think the Lord God is a representative figure, especially an idol, then you're one of them. I will show you one of their altars. Again, at the risk of being redundant. There is their representative figure, especially an idol. There it is. And when you turn it upside down, it's a female reproductive system. And there's a chair made out of wood, the tree, hence wood from its firmness, shooting its seed into an open vagina, creating the entire serpent race. And here's the serpent pregnant with all the food. End of story. And now I'm going to deliver this Donald Trump thing, and I'm going to bring the house down. Here's the forbidden fruit. There's your forbidden fruit right there. That's why it's an F facing one way, an F facing the opposite way, and it makes the double pillar. And on this side, you got a serpent with its mouth open and a hook like a fishing hook, because they went fishing for God's angels. I'm kind of pissed. You know, here's the thing. It gets to be overwhelming being me. I mean, trust me. It gets overwhelming to be Jonathan Kleck. Let me tell you what the Lord told me to do 3 days ago. You know what? I'm going to pause this and I'm going to show you something. Okay, let me show you something. I do not drink alcohol. I don't drink. I'm not, just some I don't do. Okay, there's nothing wrong with drinking a little wine. The Bible even says it. You're not made right by God by trying to be your goody two-shoes. Now, there are certain things you can't go commit adultery. You can't be a drunkard and those type things. But drinking wine is okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But let me show you something. And this is a bottle, and it's called Los Dos. I want you to look at it. Okay, it's got the intersecting circles. Los Dos means the two. And down at the bottom, you see the devil horns. That's what this bottle means. Well, along quite a while back, I was at the store and I heard the Lord say, buy that and just put it in this little rack that I got. This little rack I bought at Goodwill for a couple dollars. It's got like different vines on it, that are joined together, and it holds 2 bottles of wine. Well, so I had this bottle sitting in here, and it's in my living room on the counter by where Clay sits. There's a bar counter there. And about a month ago, I was in the grocery store, and I looked over and I heard the Lord tell me, buy that bottle of wine. I told you I don't drink. So I look over and I see this bottle of wine. It's called Armas de Guerra. That means weapons of war. Well, that's a pruning shear. That's a pruning shear right there. And I'm like at the grocery store and I'm like, Lord, I really heard very clearly you tell me to buy this bottle of wine and take it home. And so I heard the Lord say, do it. And so I did it. I brought it home and I put it in this thing. I'll try and do this without dropping it all. I put it in this little holder. So in this holder, you can say it says Armas de Guerra and it says Los Dos, and it just sits out in the living room on top of the bar counter. Okay, now here's what's really crazy. 2-3 days ago, I drove up in my driveway and I was sitting in my truck looking at the house, just trying to comprehend that my house literally has the name Jesus, the salvation of God, written on the house I live in. Sometimes I just pull up and stare at it and I'm like, this is so unbelievable. My name means Yahweh has given a messenger that rings the bell, gathers the church. I had a sunglass company called Vampires, which are cannibalistic, by the way. Like Cain and Abel, cannibal. My tagline was come out of the darkness and into the light with Vlad Eyewear. That's weird. 1 Peter 2 says you're a peculiar nation, a holy people, a peculiar nation, to declare the praises of him that called you out of the darkness and into his marvelous light. I think it's 1 Peter 2.8. So my tagline is the same as 1 Peter 2.8. Paul in Acts, when he's talking in front of Agrippa, he said he was called by Jesus to turn the people from darkness to light, from the power of Satan to God. So in hindsight, 2020 vision, when I look over my shoulder, my entire past proves who I'm supposed to be for this generation and what I'm supposed to do. Yahweh has given a messenger that rings a bell, ding, ding, ding. Rings a bell for what? It's the end of the world. The locusts are coming, all the plagues are coming, and I'm showing you the unrolled scroll. I'm unrolling it, and I'm revealing to you what the abomination of desolation is. I'm revealing to you where the enemy is, how the enemy operates. I'm showing you the hidden kingdom come out of the darkness into the light. And I'm showing you to do that, you turn it upside down. Come out of the darkness into the light. That's the way you do it. So now, here we are, and we're closing in on the end. I bought this thing over about a month ago. I even told Clay when I came home. I was like, that is so weird. Why would the Lord tell me to buy this bottle of wine? And I'm like, I don't know, but I just set it right there with the other one. It just sits there. No one drinks. Well, I pulled up in my driveway 3 days ago and I looked at the house and I was like, wow, this is so crazy. Well, you know that vine that was growing on the front of the house that grew from the corner directly to the middle head symbol? And it was the passion flower. It was a passion flower and it made a loop and made an infinity symbol. And there was a flower that bloomed on both sides and it literally grew from the corner of the house directly across the house straight to the middle head symbol, and the vine grew up right between the grout lines of the 2 red bricks. Well, because we had a freeze, it died. That vine is dead now. The Lord told me, I want you to cut it back now. Cut it off the house. Cut that vine off your house now. Oh, how do you cut a vine? With pruning shears. Let me tell you what's about to happen. The end is coming. God's about to prune everything. So, heads up, warning. Now I'm going to do the Donald Trump video. Just mind-boggling. Just literally mind-boggling. So anyway, yeah, demons dancing around. Demons dancing around, saying they made their costume from the beginning of time. Daniel, time of female rival. There's your female rival right there. What are they farming? Semen. Because that's where the spark of life comes from to create another host body. And every host body has to be redeemed. And the one that rules over it is the female rival. And it's the Statue of Liberty as a representation of that female rival standing on top of the 11-pointed star, which is called the Kelipot, which is the host body system. And the Queen of Heaven is standing on top of it, ruling over it. And she's got a penis in her hand. And she's looking towards the east, watching the sunrise. Apollyon. There you go. And this deal's so solved, it's ridiculous. Okay, now I won't keep going on and on because, I know I can just keep going. There's all your data. Those are demons. No one, and I mean no one, could say.
How long did it take you to make your costumes?
Since the beginning of time.
Since the beginning of time. So God created man in his own vain show. Phantom image. And he made them male and female and baracked them. And here's Barack Obama, lightning from heaven. Get ready, people. It's coming. They're gonna nuke New York, gonna take out the Hoover Dam. The Trump thing's the tip of the spear, and I'm gonna show you that video next.